Good day, beautiful people. Welcome to Notions at Noon. I hope you all are having a fantastic Friday. I'm just getting my weekend started here. Today, I'm talking about the fact that being called a strong black woman is not a flex. It has been over the years or has become like this sense of empowerment. However, it is a self defense mechanism. We didn't start out this way. We started out as a family, a man and a woman, because we're made together. We're a pair, we're a couple, we complement each other. But unfortunately, due to the circumstances that black people have been put in certain parts of the world, there has been a divide. So when men are taken away, women by default have to take up the slack, or we have to kind of resolve and fill in the spaces or the gaps where he is missing. But being a strong black woman and being called a strong black woman is definitely not a flex. It's like I said, it's a self-defense mechanism, because we started calling ourselves strong black women because we had to be strong. No woman, at least from my perspective and me personally, wants to raise children alone or wants to do life alone. It ends up being that way because the man is absent for whatever reason, whether he dies, or he's not there by choice, or he's incarcerated, or he's sick, or whatever capacity he's not there. Then that means the woman has to pick up the slack for that, or for his absence in that way, in whatever way he's absent. And even financially, if he's absent financially, he might be there physically, but financially he may not be able to provide for the family, or he may not be providing for the family the way that he needs to. And so the woman has to pick up the slack there. So, hi Abdul, how are you today? Thank you for joining us. So, with being called a strong black woman and being a strong black woman, there are side effects that comes with that. All right, you have all of these different diseases, and a lot of us don't understand or know why we are suffering with these ailments and these diseases, and it's because of the load that we're carrying. It's because of strength. Of stress and the load that's being put on us, either voluntarily or involuntarily. Hi, Jefferson and Amy. Um, you have fibroids, you have heart disease, strokes, even infertility and cancer. Sometimes cancer is not necessarily caused by external circumstances. Sometimes cancer is caused internally by stress, or whatever we're putting in our bodies, or whatever we're not putting in our body. And in calling ourselves strong black women, we have to be very careful with that, because it can backfire. When we start calling ourselves that, we give people the notion that we don't need them. We give our men the impression that we don't need them. We give other cultures and other races the impression that we're strong, we don't need any help. And that can be shown very much so even in healthcare. Now, in healthcare, we've been struggling anyway way before the trope of being a strong black woman came along. We've been being taken advantage of and hurt in healthcare and every other avenue. But I'm just talking about the fact that when we start using that term, it makes other people see us in a different light. And in healthcare, they don't take our pain seriously. A lot of us die, unfortunately, in childbirth, because they don't take our health care seriously. They don't take our complaints or our ailments seriously, because they just have this thought and this notion in their mind, in their head, even going back to slavery, that black women are built for this. They're built for pain. They're built for childbirth. They're built for any type of physical strain they can possibly take on. And so that's why we have to be careful when we ourselves are calling ourselves strong black women, even though we are. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that we're not. Even though we are, you have to be careful when you voice that to people around you, because they're definitely going to take advantage of that, and you're going to etch that in their mind, and they're going to be saying, oh, she doesn't need anything, she's okay, she's strong. So we have to be very careful about that. We can say it amongst ourselves, but I don't think we should be out here just, you know, announcing and proclaiming to the world, oh, I'm a strong black woman, I'm strong, I'm this and this and that. That goes without saying. What's known and what's the truth does not have to be proclaimed. It is what it is. It shows in our walk, it shows in our talk, it shows in how we live our lives and take care of our children and our family and our men. Hi, Joginder. I am doing well, thank you very much. I don't know how to pronounce this, please forgive me. Ekboa, how are you? You're from Pakistan. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you all spending your time with me. To move on, let's see. Another thing is, even when we're saying we're strong black women to our own black men, we have to be careful with that, because sometimes it can backfire. And if we're already saying to him we're strong black women, it's kind of saying subliminally, oh, I don't need you. So they feel like it'll be okay if we end up paying all the bills as a female, or their woman or a woman. It'll be okay if they leave us holding the bag with a bunch of children, because we've already etched it in their mind that we're strong, that we can handle anything that's brought to us or dumped on us. So we have to be very careful with that. And also, let's see, I talked a little bit about in the past about the fact that when relationships or marriages end, maybe children should go with the father, because we've been given this label of being single parents or single moms. And there are other cultures where there are a lot and lots of single mothers. I was reading a story recently, and it was talking about how in, I think it's Colombia or Brazil, where the single mom statistics are staggering. There are also white single moms, but for some reason black women get stuck with the trope and the statistic and stigma of being the only single moms in the world, and that's just not the case. But anyway, there's this phenomenon going on among black men, and if you've heard of Kevin Samuels, he was one of them that really pushed this point that children should go with their father when relationships end. And so I'm thinking more and more, okay, maybe there's something to that, especially with the fact that, you know, black women hold all of the blame with these children not turning out right. So with that being the case, you know, and us trying to not be as strong or getting some of the load off of us, maybe the children should stop going with their fathers more often. There's definitely something to be said about that. And I, for example, I was raised by my father. When my parents split up, my father made it a point to get me and my sister. And we were raised by him and my grandmother until my grandmother passed away. So there's something to be said about that. And the strong black woman trope will definitely go away. And we won't have to carry so much load if the fathers played a much bigger role in the raising, in the rearing of these children. So let's see what else I have here. So as far as being feminine, there's a lot of talk also about black women not being feminine, and we're so masculine. And the fact that we've been labeled strong black women definitely has a lot to do with that. And a lot of it wasn't our fault. A lot of our men have been taken away from us in whatever degree you want to think about it. Whether they've been killed, they've died, they're in prison or jail, they can't afford to take care of their family, or they just choose not to be with us. Whatever capacity it is, the women have to pick up whatever slack it is, and that in return forces us not to be feminine. It's hard to be feminine when you are taking on the role that two people should have. It's hard. And I can speak for myself. I'm not going to lie to you. I know for a fact that I have some masculine traits. One, because I was raised by my father, and so he raised us to be pretty independent, believe it or not. We're strong-headed and we don't take a lot of slack. The second reason is I've had to deal with a lot of things on my own. I've had to raise a child on my own because his father actually died. It was an accident. He died in a car accident, but that forced me to be very masculine. And as a female, when you're out in the world, and there were times where I wasn't around my father and I was around other men, I have had to fend for myself and I've had to protect myself. So when a woman has to protect herself, whatever it is, financially or physically or whatever, she is not going to be able to be feminine. She's not going to be able to, take on that feminine spirit and role like she really wants to and needs to whenever she has to fend for herself. So, start not taking out. So I think we should start with little things, like even if you're in a relationship, you should start with little things like not taking out the trash. I know as women, sometimes when things aren't moving fast enough, we have a tendency to just do it ourselves. But you're telling your spouse or your man, I can do this. I can do it without you. Even in that little thing, like just not taking out the trash when you've asked him to take it out and he's not moving fast enough. We need to show that we are actually stressed out when we're stressed out, because we have a tendency to say, oh, everything's okay. I'm okay. I got it. It'll be all right. But we need to start really laying things down and saying, I can't handle this. I can't do this. Or I don't want to do this, or just saying, this is not my role. This is not my place. This is not what I should be doing. This is what you should be doing. This is your task and you should do it. We need to start doing things like that to regain our femininity and to get ourselves out of this strong black woman persona that we've taken on. So yeah, we shouldn't take on all this responsibility that we do. We should start laying things down, stop saying that we're strong when we're not, or even if we are strong, we need to still stop saying it. You know what I mean? Forgive me because I'm looking down at my notes. I like to take notes. And in the end, to be very honest with you and speaking from experience, being strong does not pay off. It doesn't pay off with the spiritual toll it takes on you. It doesn't pay off in the financial toll that it takes on you. It doesn't pay off with the physical and the health aspects and the toll that it takes on you and on your body, ladies. And especially black women, I'm talking to you. Because we have to take on so many things, whether we want to or not. And sometimes we get left with the bag in a lot of areas. And sometimes even the things that our men go through, we have to end up going through it by default because we're his sounding board. We're his support system, So, yeah, so we got to stop taking on these things and these extra roles and responsibilities that come from our family, come from our friends, that come from our work and our jobs and things like that. Let's just start laying it down. If you don't have to take it on or have to deal with it, guys, ladies, sisters, don't. It takes a toll on you in every aspect. And sometimes when you get older and you're looking at yourself in the mirror, just face to face, looking at yourself, you're like, wow, I aged, and sometimes you're wondering why you aged in such a short period of time. And it's because of all of the things you've taken on that you shouldn't have, or you didn't have to take on. So bag ladies, if you're a bag lady, like Erykah Badu said, you're going to hurt your back. So start laying those bags down. Stop taking on all of these roles and responsibilities and these tasks that you don't have to take on. All right. Again, being a strong black woman is not a flex. Y'all take care of yourselves and you be blessed.